Hello everybody. Today we are going to study the history of design. There are many movements or styles. We are going to focus on one, arts and craft movement. The discussion will be structured as follows. First, introduction to the Industrial Revolution. Second, the designers' protest against the Industrial Revolution. Third, the reason for the formation of the arts and craft movement. 4, the influences on the arts and craft movement. 5, the principles that guided the designers in the making of their craft. So first, the introduction to the Industrial Revolution. About 170 years ago, the world experienced a great social and technological change in society. That change was named the Industrial Revolution or the Machine Age. Products were being made in factories using machines. The quality of the products were poor. The mass production of products showed the sameness, which is called standardization, standardization. Standardization means the same products. Also, the products were cheaply made. Second, the designers protested against the making of cheap products. They were against the machine revolution. Designers believed that the products first must be beautiful, second, they must be unique, third, they must be functional. So they decided to form a movement, and they named that movement the Arts and Craft Movement. So why the name Arts and Craft? Before the Industrial Revolution, the artists worked separately. The applied designer worked separately. The craftsman worked separately. William, Morris, who was a designer, wanted the artists, the applied designer, and the craftsperson to work in collaboration, to be creative in making products that were going to be beautiful, unique, and functional. So what were the products that they were making. Some were working with ceramics, ceramics, furniture, wallpaper, household products like kettles and so on and so on. So let's look now at the influences on this movement. The first influence is from the Gothic, Gothic art. That was a long time ago. They used lots and lots of colored glass, and they did lots of welding. Also, the figures that they did was very, very, very simplified. The word we use is stylized, stylized, meaning minus, minus, minus all the details. It was simplified. Islamic art was the second influence. They used lots of bright, bright colors and lots of abstract patterns. The third influence was from Japanese art. The Japanese artists simplified line, they simplified color, they used bright colors and flat colors. Now, let's look at the principles that guided the arts and crafts designers. So if they wanted to make a product, what principles they had to use? So let's discuss these principles. Firstly, all of them were against the Industrial Revolution. They didn't want cheap products. They didn't want mass-produced products. They didn't want the sameness of products. They wanted products to be beautiful, unique, and functional. Second, let's look at the simplification of their design. It was minus the detail, minus the busyness, and there was no extra decoration in the product. They used simple geometrical lines, squares, rectangles, circles. They also used curves, but not busy curves. Very, very, very simple curves. They also used material from the local environment. They first looked at the local environment and they saw what they could get from there, and they used it to create. Colors had to be bright and bold. This is the influence of the Japanese and the Islamic art. Forms had to be bold, must be clear for you to see. They used lots and lots of patterns in their products. Everything had to be functional. The products had to be functional. And they had to be true to material. Honest material. Means no fake material. So if they were using wood, you must see the texture of the wood that they were using. If they were using glass, you must see the transparency of the glass. They were also influenced by animals and flowers and plants. The word we use to describe the animals is F-A-U-N-A, fauna. And the word we use to describe the flowers and the plants is flora, F-L-O-R-A. So we know the principles. Now, we need to apply those principles in the few examples that you see, and see which principles that we have listed, right, applies to that product. Thank you.